Control, control, control. What a weird world. Hospitals afraid to get sued. So instead of releasing the mentally handicapped that can live on their own, let them keep them in the hospital. But all they think about is not anything else but money. There's not enough people to take care of the mentally ill who need a lot of time from people in order to feel better. When you get into depression, it's not just a depression. You feel down. You feel like shit. You want to wake up, but there's no one to talk to. They have the medication in the hospital, but people still leave the hospitals depressed. They tell them to go for help, and help is very expensive. And help is no good one day a week. It's got to be many days a week. I mean, I wish they can give me a shot right now that would just put me to sleep till tomorrow. Every night, just like Michael Jackson, I get into that area where I'm just completely depressed, demoralized, especially when you lose your phone and you go outside, it's -30, and you're all alone, and you drive around and drive around. And the only thing that really gets me out of it is when I start to paint. I've barely been writing lately. The more I share, the more comments, the more better I feel that I have something to do in this world. You can't go out and do all these crazy things and overdose on everything. Everything in this world is an overdose. It doesn't matter what it is. If you listen to music, it's an overdose. If you get too much of a high, you're going to get a low. I like to feel, peace, baby. But I can't. Maybe because my mind wants to think. What did Michael Jackson do? Does anybody really understand? I understand. When he was up during the day and doing his thing was easy, but when you got to the night and you had to calm everything down, it was probably the most difficult thing for him. So the doctor gave him a shot. Now they put the doctor in jail. Isn't that right? Am I right or wrong? Irrelevant to the fact. I still feel down and sad and feel like crying. But I can watch a movie and cry. But after the movie, I just want to cry, and it's just not the same cry. It's not about the same thing. But it's still good that I can cry. And to get rid of a little bit of depression, it's going, let's go. Pump it up inside and you're okay. But then once you start relaxing again, it sets back in. I'm quite sure, I mean, I've gotten out of it. Another thing is, for bipolar people taking Seroquel and lithium, it's only been on the market 40-odd years. They don't know exactly what it is. They got to keep you around and talk to you. What's going on in your mind? What do you think that's going on? What's the first thing you think when you start to think? But it's not done. It costs too much money to get things done right. Too much money to get things done right. And then the rich go out and buy everything, put things on special, and knock out all the smaller companies. And then more people are poor. Just give away the damn money and put a quota on certain things. That's all. The quota system works. The stock market? Pooey. Sure, people invest, but a lot of people make money, and a lot of people lose money. People who are inside know what's going on because they have all the big friends to buy and sell. It's not their fault. And half this world is about Levi's jeans. The way it's made, the colors of the pants, that wasn't the video, that was me. Sitting and painting again. Can you guess what color I'm into? I'm into the red. Red and black right now. 10 is a color of red and green. 20 is a color of black and green. And 30 is red and green. 10T, 20, 30. There is no 10T, but 10 starts with a T, and 20 has a T at the end, and 30 has a T at the end, and every way up, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There are 8. But when you go to the first, there's the first, there's the 21st, 31st, 41st, 51st, 61st, 71st, 81st, 91st. There are 9. There are 9 STs. There are 8 TYs, 8 and 9, H and I. I know it's a computerized world. I know it's a computerized world. And I can't see the aliens coming down here and looking like scrawny little nothings. I don't see it. It doesn't make any sense. They can make themselves into anything they want. If they do come down here, they can't just get off their ship because they already know how sick human beings are. Homo milk, homo men, homo sapiens. We're in a time warp. They sang the song Time Warp Brigade. Well, that's basically what it is. Look, I'm not an alien, or am I? Aliens should look like human beings. I wouldn't have my last name as Fremeth, ETH, extraterrestrial heaven, for no reason at all. Estimated time of heaven, 60 seconds. But everybody knows it's not proper to have a 60-second clock. Only living in the Mayands world can you have a 60-second clock. If you live in the pentagram world, that's 12 seconds by 5. That works out, the pentagram world. But the other world would be 6 by 12 is 72. 7 by 12 is 84. 8 by 12 is 96. And that's more or less what it should be. 96 minutes in 1 hour. 64 minutes. You see, I'm going to confuse you right now, because I'm working on this time thing in which it's 90 seconds, 60 minutes an hour, 16 hours a day. But it more or less tells me there's 64 minutes in an hour. Metric. 64 minutes in an hour metric. Let me calculate this. 64 minutes times 84 equals 5376. I need 400 more seconds to make 5776. 400 more seconds in 60 seconds would be 400 divided by 60 equals, isn't that funny? 40, 400, everything equals divided by 60 to 6.66666. This is definitely, I know this is a confusing video, but that's okay. That's okay if nobody watches. If I don't get this out of my mind and put it back up into the star system that I run with, it wouldn't work. You see, there's definitely one true answer. There's a true answer for the reason that we're still alive. Why would they let us live? I mean, listen to this. For those who are 0 to 25, they really don't give much to the society because they have to start to work and the other half is going to school. And the minute you pass 65, it ain't good to the society because you're just collecting pension and taking care of the grandkids. It's a system. The grandfather, the great-grandfather, the father, the child, and the son, and the grandson and the great-grandson. So you go all the way to the top. Great-grandson, son, great-grandson, grandson, son, father, father of the father, the grandfather, and the great-grandfather. That's 7. I hate this video I'm making. I had somebody come up and talk to me about the Allah God. Well, when you mention Allah, you always have to say alley-oop. Why would we say alley-oop? Because alley-oop, it's done. I definitely don't like this video. But I'm not feeling so good right now, and I haven't felt good for the last couple of weeks. And I'm trying to figure out, is it because I started eating again and I ate chicken? And the minute I started eating that chicken, it's since I ate that chicken because I wasn't eating any other meat, started to feel down again. I'm going to have to go back to my old diet. Juice, juice, and more juice, and more juice. Seems like I need something that comes out of the ground, something that you really can't topple with. So I have to get the freshest of all juice. I got to go back to my floor and paint. I don't like this video. I really don't. I wasn't sure what to do. I went to McDonald's. And here it is. You see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And she turns. But one has to be missing. Because this whole thing doesn't turn. This one will go here, this one will go here, this one will go here. This one is gone. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. 12 and 6 is 18, 9 and 3 is 12. On your telephone, 147 is 12, and 369 on your telephone is 18. You have the same thing over here on the clock. 9 and 3 is 12, 12 and 6 is 18. This is not just a world where somebody, this wheel is perfect. No way. When I designed this black and red and black in many different ways, and I do everything fresh. I don't save anything. I put it in a book. I put the book away and I forget what I did. And I do it over again and over again and over again. And like I'm saying, there is another world. We do have another life. Unless we're in the alien world and they're just using us to get their stuff and then they knock us out. I don't think so. I don't think so. This is definitely 150% a calculated world. We live. The computer system readjusts our thinking. 12 o'clock times 12 o'clock equals to 144 or 144,000 midway angels. It wouldn't be that way. 12 by 12 is 144 or 1,440 minutes in a day. It wouldn't be that way. 14 by 40 is 560, which is the communication of the wolf. It wouldn't be that way. 14 by 14 or 4, 1, and 4 or 1 for 4 for 1 is the DNA access code because it's marked on 1, 2, 3 ABC of Sesame Street. Look it up, Sesame Street 4114. I didn't put it up there. You can see it's not me. Look it up, Sesame Street 4114. And DNA, A-N-D, DNA. And sand, hand, band. The flower that's a rose, or rosaire, which is a name of a person here in Quebec. The rose, the smelling of the air, rosaire. And it rhymes to share and to care, to be fair, to watch out, to be aware, to be clear, to be heard. The herd of cattle. It only takes you, E-W-E, and that's the sacrifice. Who said in the Bible they sacrificed a lamb? A lamb in French is a sharp blade. A you is who you are. There's all these things I can play with. I wish I can just sit down one day. I need somebody. Yeah, maybe I don't need anybody. But I like to say when you're with somebody, it's a lot easier. Okay, let's write a song. How hard is it to write a song? Let's do the notes. How hard is it to do the notes? If you're into it, you know it, you can do it. I know I can write poetry. I know I can write music. But alone, it's a little bit more difficult, especially when you keep losing that energy and you keep feeling down and sad. I feel down and sad and I jam it back up into me and I want to go out for a walk. But it's too hot outside. Then it's too cold outside. And then you're all alone. Everybody knows to go make a 360, you go around. But if you only go around 360, you're not moving forward. So at the same time you're going around in a day, you're only turning around. But the actual, like I've showed this before, is the only way to really go around is this way. This is from the toilet paper. According to this, this should take at least 3 days, and then to 1 day, and then to 3 days. Now, is it 3 days from here to the top up here, to down here 3 days, making your 7 days a week? But they attach together. Not from this side, but I'd have to get another one. This dice cube ends on 6. It shows 21 hookups. And in the center, the average is not 7, but the center would be 5. The Mug and David center is 7. The octagon center is 5. The pentagon center is 6. The pentagon equals 11. The Mug and David equals to 13. And the octagon equals to 13. 8 and 5 is the octagon. 7 and 6, okay, is the Mug and David. Now, if you look on your telephone, 5 is below 8, in the center 13. 7 is crisscross, 1 up, 1 level, over to the right to 6 to equal 13, while 9 is on the bottom right-hand corner up to the middle left equaling to 4. Because the minimum and the maximum of creating 13 is 4 and 9. And 4 by 9 is 36. 7 by 6 is 42. 8 by 5 is 40. So you have 3 13s equaling to 40. 36 is 76. And 42 is 108. 108 plus the in-between of crossing over of 5, because 8 is above 5, makes 110 again of the Twin Towers that went down. So they know. I may not have said too much that made sense, and I'm quite sure whoever watches it to the end will actually be able to figure out anything of what I said. But anyways, the 9 and 4 connection, 7 and 6 and 8 and 5 making 13, is a reflection of the upper part of the phone where it's 1 and 6. 1 times 6 is 6 equals 7. Then you have 2 and 5. 2 is above 5. 2 by 5 equals 10. 10 and 7 is 17. Then you have 4 and 3. 4 and 3 is 7. 4 by 3 is 12. 17 and 12 is 29. And that's what you get in February, number 29. The other one added up to 108, and 29 is 137. 1, 3, and 7 equals to 11. 1 by 3 is 3. 3 by 7 is 21. 21 plus 11 is 32. 3 by 2 is 6. Now, I'm stopping because I can keep going on, and I'm just throwing you out numbers just like anybody else could do, and I'm not happy with this. I know what I feel and see in my mind. I'm going to go make a couple more brush strokes, and then I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Be careful for what is real. Just be careful. You don't have to get any of these new shots that you're going to get. Don't take them. Check what you're giving your child. If you have a newborn baby, you better check what they're giving this child and how old this medication is. If it's a new medication, I think I'd stay away from it. And then again, watch which pharmacy is the one that created it, where it comes from. Study it. Study it to learn it. But then again, if we wouldn't take any of this medication, our bodies will not evolve into the future. And that's partly what this whole world is about, is to evolve these bodies so we can have a better earth sense. Even though they're trying to take us over and inject us with these new, they want to follow you, eh? And the new kids, they're going to want to inject something inside the child and maybe in the ass so you can't get it. And it's going to be a beeper that they can follow this kid forever. Don't get hooked. Don't get hooked on phonics. Thank you.